Hello, this is Kerry Proctor on behalf of MicroChannel, and welcome to another executive briefing. Topic today is around Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central and looking at its scalability and positioning in the marketplace. This short video will be of interest to clients using Dynamics NAV, Dynamics GP, and earlier versions of AX, let alone other ERP systems, and certainly for existing Business Central clients. So let's start. I had a look on my laptop, and 6 or so years back, Microsoft published a white paper for Dynamics NAV 2013, which was the predecessor to Business Central. And in that white paper, it documented how to scale up to 500 concurrent users. And if my memory serves me correctly, there was a white paper for NAV version 5 that did a similar thing. So I'm just highlighting that there was in the past a degree of scalability in the Dynamics software. Yet, and we sometimes get asked, it's very hard these days to find any scalability documentation around Business Central. So let's look at a couple of things that are happening. The first thing is Microsoft is doing a lot of work around Business Central to ensure its scalability. So these are either happening or planned to happen, and as they're futures, please verify before acting upon these. But Microsoft is looking to replicate your production database to a reporting database, which would be read-only, but you can do your reporting off your reporting database and reduce the load on your production system. The standard 80 gig available in the SaaS model. They're adding a SKU so you can add more data should you need it. Impressively, Microsoft is looking for SQL compression, which not only reduces the space needed, but offers faster performance, so a double win there. And then quite a few other little small changes, automating the log file management, alerts for rapid database growth, which is normally something that's unusual. And things like attachments are being looked at differently. So an attachment could be an image of a vendor's invoice that you're saving. So you can look at that within your Business Central, or it could be in your inventory master file. You have material safety data sheets, and you want to include these within your Business Central ERP system. So Microsoft is looking to exclude those from the 80 gig limit, or default, I should say, and also at a later stage move to a lower cost storage option. And they're also working on the ability to archive with easy ability to report across your production database as well as your archive database. So everything's pointing for this to grow very large. So what's happening in the marketplace, and this is another way of looking at it, and I think it's quite interesting and maybe even be a bit contentious for some people. But nevertheless, if we went back a decade, Dynamics AX and Dynamics NAV were both mid-market ERP solutions. AX was certainly more scalable by number of users and had more functionality, particularly around manufacturing. But neither were tier one, neither were entry level. They were what we called at the time SME market, aimed at the SME market. And the SME market was generally defined as small, medium enterprise or organizations with under 1,000 employees. Always will be exceptions, but that was the key positioning here. If we move forward to 2018, Business Central came out, and much of the marketing around that was offering it as a small business solution. And I recall seeing 5-day installs and QuickBook upgrade options and this sort of thing, which was an unusual positioning in my mind for a product that years earlier was being offered to scale to 500 users. In the meantime, AX had gone from 2009 to 2012 where an awful lot of functionality was added in and a lot of breadth, and then moved up to Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. By now, Finance and Operations was getting a lot of breadth, depth, and functionality. And I do recall of one project going back some years ago where the intent was 30,000 users. So this is quite a different beast now. Move forward to 2020, and what we're now seeing is the following. FinOps is now Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain Management. Its breadth and depth keeps growing. And for the right organizations, it's an impressive solution and an impressive platform. But the difference between the two products now, if I took Business Central and 365 Finance, is not so much functional. I would look at this now being more which is the best organizational fit. In other words, can your organization manage a finance and supply chain project? And by that I mean you would need a CIO, you would need your business analyst, you'd need your project management team, you'd need your subject matter experts, and you do need a lot of planning and monitoring and control. So it's becoming much more a tier one product. Now that's not a criticism, it's actually a reflection of the amount of effort Microsoft has put into this platform and the product and enabled it to grow and become ever more successful. But interestingly, what we're seeing is Business Central is now moving up into that SME space, and this is from real life projects, and probably filling that void that 10 years ago AX up to 2009 and NAV fitted. And I think this is in part due to MicroChannel having access to functionality and capability around things like process manufacturing. Things like multi-entity management, where you want to manage your AP, AR, inventory master files centrally across multiple entities. So we're getting that scalability and depth of functionality. So something to think about, certainly food for thought. Microsoft's certainly going in the right direction, and Business Central is doing exceptionally well. So if you're on AX or early versions of AX, GP, early versions of NAV, put Business Central on your radar, or if you're coming off some of the legacy ERP systems, certainly one to think about. Should you want that 500,000 users, please talk to MicroChannel. We can use our experience, our real-life experience, to actually look at your individual requirements and needs and advise accordingly. So please call on MicroChannel. Look forward to speaking to you. This is Kerry Proctor, on behalf of MicroChannel, saying bye for now. Thank you.